Hello, you guys. I'm Nia Dorsey from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm an entrepreneur. I have two businesses. One is my cheesecake business called Sweet Edition Cheesecakes, and Coconut Swim is my swim line. I model, I act. I am on Basketball Wives season 9. Also, I'm featured in Vogue, British Vogue magazine, Vanity Fair, and British GQ. So this is how you get to know me with Raven Paris.
So I'm going to start off, since you are the newest member on Basketball Wives LA, I'm going to start you off with some Basketball Wives edition get to know her questions. Basketball Wives are known for cars, fancy outfits, designers. So I want to tap into that. Who are your favorite fashion designers?
I love of course, Fashion Nova has grown on me. I love Fashion Nova. So I'm always wearing that. I have Kyle Collection. I'm always wearing their outfits. You can see some of the page, and that are some of the things that I'm wearing in the Vogue magazine. I love Fendi. I don't know if it's the color, but I love Fendi. Versace and Louboutins and LV, anything LV, Chanel, YSL.
Okay.
I'm trying to think anything else. I love Pretty Little Thing.
Yes. Yes.
I love House of CB.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Posh by V. I wear a lot of their things. Um, all the little trends, all the little boutiques that's out online. I just
Yeah.
be collected from everywhere. So
I was like, you pretty much named a lot of them. I could tell that you like to look nice, so I had to type into your style a little bit. Now let's get into some cars. What is like your ideal dream car? Or do you already
well,
have a dream car?
I don't know. I'm always in love with Mercedes Benz. And
Okay.
my mom, they always had those, so that followed down. That's what I have. But my goal and my dream car is, of course, a G wagon,
Okay.
and eventually maybe a Ferrari one day. I wouldn't mind having like a sports car, Ferrari or something like that. So for sure, a G wagon. I love G wagons.
Okay. Okay. Ride that big body. Okay. Now I have to ask, who is your favorite member out of, it could be any of the basketball wives, out of any of the seasons? Who's your favorite?
I love Jackie. I like Jackie. Jackie's cool. She reminds me of one of my aunts.
Mhm.
I just feel comfortable when I'm around her. So I would say Jackie would be the one that I like the most.
That's surprising, but I get that. I think we've seen Jackie's growth, so that's cool to have you speak on Inside Out. All right, Jackie, we trust you. We like you. Now, now let's go into what's the newest thing you've learned about yourself since the quarantine? Well, during this pandemic.
Well, I would say I dealt with I would say since I was a kid, I kind of dealt with being depressed. I
Mm-hmm.
would say
Mm-hmm.
a lot. Even though people didn't know, I knew how to suppress things differently. But
Mm-hmm.
I would say I lost my father during the pandemic,
Oh no.
and that really, I don't know. I haven't been depressed. I haven't done those things that I normally would do, like being in my room and
Mm-hmm.
like feeling sad all the time for no reason. Sometimes I just looked at life like, you know, we don't have no control over anything.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the world stopped. Everybody was affected, rich or poor, and it showed me that you have to make the best of the time that you have while you're here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I learned during this pandemic.
No, that's good. Now, can we tap into mental health? Because that's a very important thing. How old were you when you first acknowledged that you battled with depression? And what were some of those tips that helped you, get through it? And we know depression is an ongoing cycle, but what are some tips that really help you push through?
Um, I would say probably a young age, probably at the age of like 2 and 3. I've always,
Wow.
um,
Mm-hmm.
it could be, I would say sometimes how you see others might be treated over you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm really like a quiet person. I observe a lot is because, I have to feel comfortable, or I might feel away, or somebody might hurt my feelings. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like really guarded. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say how I dealt. how I dealt with it and how I'm dealing with it now. How I dealt with it then, I just would be real observant. I didn't really let people know how I felt. Um, and now I just try to talk to myself differently. I try to love myself more. And even when I was growing up, I would always try to love myself, but I didn't really know what loving yourself was.
Mm-hmm.
I would just probably fake it,
Mm-hmm.
but I was looking for love. I would be probably like in a relationship looking for love.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like I don't need any of those things. I love myself. I love my imperfections. I don't care what no one says. Half the time you have to take in when people say negative things to you. I would take it personal,
Yeah.
but that is just really how they feel about themselves, where they're trying to stunt your growth and what you see in yourself.
Those are good tips. Speaking of, just falling more in love with yourself, taking time for yourself, what are some of your favorite self-care rituals?
Um, sometimes okay, like sometimes being in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when those end, keep doing those things that like taking yourself out to dinner to the nicest places,
Mm-hmm.
peppering yourself, making sure you're fixing yourself up, whether you're seeing someone or not, because I notice when you're not fixed up and you just look terrible, you'll
Yep.
feel terrible inside.
Yep.
Working out, just constantly feeding yourself things, positivity, reading positive things, and letting yourself know that you don't need anybody to validate you. Um, life isn't perfect. If something didn't happen right then and there, um, it just wasn't your time, but keep going. That doesn't mean something's wrong with you or it's the end of the world. You just have to fight a little harder. And so I would say those are some of the things that I kind of do.
No, those are good. All right, now you spoke on basically like, sometimes things happen in life and I look at it as God's protection and something else open up for us, right? What has been one of those moments that you experienced where one door closed but another one opened for you?
I would say when I was in LA,
Mm-hmm.
I was picked to do Well and Out.
Okay.
Went through the process for months. I mean, putting everything, other jobs off, losing weight for it because I was told that I needed to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Just clearing my whole schedule for months of that, and then when it came down to it, um, because the girl that was doing the casting, I was a friend. Me and her were friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just seeing everybody's ticket that we've been doing this process because every time they said we needed a meeting, I was the first one there. I was always I always made myself available. Everybody might not have been, but I always made myself available. So I put my energy into that.
Mm-hmm.
And to not get my flight booked, and I don't know why, and to find out late, that made me feel like, wow, what is wrong? Like, what's going on? I put off so many
Oh.
jobs. So now all my jobs are put off. I can't, like, I don't have any work. And so to me, I was bothered by that.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was like, you can't worry about that. It might just not be for you. And,
Mm-hmm.
I was bothered for a while. And then I accepted it. You know what? It'll always be something else. And then years later, this opportunity presented itself. And this is way better
Yep.
than that,
Yep. Look at
So
that.
to
No,
me, I would say
seriously.
that.
No, seriously. I feel like we can't always stretch ourselves thin, and every opportunity isn't for us. So thank you for sharing that. Now let's go into like superpowers. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? What would you do?
Being invisible. If I could be invisible sometimes, like just to be in my own world, nobody can bother me. I just because I'm a loner. Like
Okay.
I
Okay.
can be social. I can make myself be social, but I'm a loner. I like my space. I like to be in my thoughts. I think very hard. I'm a big
Mhm.
thinker, and I need to be in my own world because when it's so much around, it can clutter you, and I can't. I need to grow my vibration, and I can't do that when it's so much distraction.
That is so funny. What's your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh my gosh.
Why you say that?
Lord.
Why you say that?
I'm compatible. This crazy because I'm a Sagittarius. So
Oh, okay.
we're compatible, right? But it's more so those guy Geminis
No, no,
dating.
no. They're the worst. They're the worst. We are not like them. Something's wrong with them. Something's off.
Southern
But
is
my dad was a Sagittarius, and to me, I feel like we're a lot similar.
yeah, Yeah,
We're a lot
you know
similar.
how to adapt.
Yeah.
That's our trait. That is so funny. All right, now let's go into dating, right?
Mhm.
So if you could build your own man, your perfect man, like Build a Bear, what would those traits be?
Ambitious, funny,
Uh-huh.
loving, caring, good looking.
What he look like? We building him out. He light skinned, he dark.
Gotta be good looking, tall, in shape, um, just humble,
Mm-hmm.
um, a protector, a provider, um, I don't know, just someone that would find me so desirable and just love me, just wants to just give me the world, basically. And the world doesn't have to be all like it could be material things,
Yes, for
but
sure.
the world as in to meet my needs. Just that'll be the word to me, to meet my needs.
So you don't want for nothing. That's all what we want in a relationship.
Mhm.
Now let's go into any celebrity crushes. Do we have any?
I don't know if I have any. I don't know. I'm very picky. I'm a very picky person.
As you should be.
So I just think the vibe. I don't know because I've never really had crushes. I might have had little like when I was growing up, Bow Wow or something like that, or
What?
Chris Brown for a second, or
Yeah.
I don't know. Trey Songz kind of cute,
Yeah.
but he, he he's nice looking, but I don't know if I have any. I don't know. Somebody gotta catch my eye.
No, I get it. And I feel like growing up, we did have these ideas. But then when we actually get in the industry and we hear certain things about certain people, it's like, I thought you was cute, but I don't know if I'm into what you into. So, no,
Yeah, because people could be cute, but their personalities just be like, oh,
Mhm.
yeah, you ain't no.
No, I get 110%. All right, now last question. What would be like your all-time favorite movie that you can watch on repeat?
All time favorite. Well, when I was younger, I would say Love and Basketball was,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to think now.
Or what's your favorite TV show you like to binge watch?
Ooh, I'm a picky person. I have one. I just can't think. What's my favorite TV show? I can't think. I've been watching a lot of shows on Netflix right now. So it's so many shows that I like on there that's new.
What
I'm
are
just
they?
like
Let's
Bridgerton, I guess. Bridgerton is
yes.
really good. Even though the little white girl on there,
Yes.
she was making me mad. But I was like, okay, now she's doing a little bit too much, but it was interesting. I like that show.
No, Bridgerton was definitely very good, very good. So thank you so much for taking your time out to get to allow us to get to know you a little bit.